Thanks for Dharma. For just today, it's sort of, sometimes it's like if we young service. Yeah, for even when you're doing it. Did you mention the memorial service? I want to feel like you're, later. Okay. Okay. That would be
Good morning. My name is Keon, and I'll be your chairperson for today's service. Are there any visitors and new students and families here this morning? First, we'll have Sambujo on page 24 in the Big Book, followed by Sutra Chanting Juseige on page 23 in the Little Book or page 93 in the Big Book.
셈모 극교미 쇼몬 세부조쇼나 리오 그진쇼넨 조에슈몽요 시금조노 이쇼텐닌시 진리키엔나이고 허쇼무사이노 쇼조상금요 고사이슈야군한 가이히지엥엔 메시코모안 해성의쇼아그노 서다츠센슈몬 고소조만소 이여로지포 니치가츠슈즈기 탱콤풍엔 이슈가이호소 고세군노구호 조오나이슈주 샘모시신후 그여이사이붓 그성의슈동의혼 간내시투조만 도그이상가이옴 묘무주무게집 스나투미후쇼 남가그에릭 도시사이쇼선 싱한약곡감 나이센오간노 고그쇼텐닌 도무짐묘예
Now Now Mrs. Elaine Jones will introduce and teach us how to sing a new Gatha, We Are One, which is the first song in the yellow handout. We will regularly learning new Gathas this year. We Are One will be followed by Golden Chain, which is located on page 2 in the little book, page 15 in the big book under Golden Chain 1.
Yay. Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce a new Gatha to you. This song is called We Are One, written by Donna Sasaki of the Takoma Buddhist Temple. She wrote this back in 2006. She has written many Gatha, and we'll introduce another of her pieces in the near future. So this is in contrast to the Gathas we normally sing. This one is upbeat, so I really hope you really enjoy it. And everyone has it in the yellow book, correct? It's the first piece in this yellow book. All right, and I thank the office staff for reproducing the copies for us. So we're going to start off with hearing the recording. This recording was produced this past February for the National Council meeting. 20 voices are on this recording, and it represents all districts of the BCA, including Dr. Nancy Hikoweda and her husband Alan, who represented San Jose and the Coast District. And I want to point out one note about the lyrics on the recording. The opening lyrics, as you can read in your music, it says, "Come gather round hand in hand." Because this was written for a virtual meeting, the recording says, "Safely at home in Gassho." So we're going to sing the original lyrics, even though you may hear the other lyrics. Okay? And I think that's it. So you can follow along in the music and join in if you like. And then we're going to go line by line so you can become more familiar, and then we'll sing it all together. All right? The song starts with a 4-measure introduction with the piano, and then you can hear kind of naturally where you're going to come in singing. All right? And Dr. Hikoweda is going to join me in singing along with the recording, and you can too.
That's all.
Did you enjoy it?
Really easy.
Safely at home in Gassho, listen to Amida's teachings. Listen with your heart, listen with your mind to Amida Buddha's teachings. Namo Amida Butsu, singing Namo Amida Butsu. All of the world is bright, singing Namo Amida Butsu. We are one. Peace and harmony in Amida's land. Peace and harmony within me. Put our hands together, bow our heads, thankful to Amida Buddha. Namo Amida
part's gonna slow down a little bit.
We are
How do you like it? Yeah, good, huh? Yeah, okay. So Mr. Nishimura is gonna help us learn it line by line. So we'll sing the line, and then you join us and sing it again, okay? So the starting note is just a vocal. Okay, 1, 2, ready, go. Come gather round, hand in hand, listen to Amida's teaching. Okay, now you sing it by yourselves, okay? 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, and now we'll go on. Ready, go. Listen with your heart, listen with your mind to Amida Buddha's teaching. Now you go. Ready, go. Listen with your heart, listen with your mind. Okay, this next part's a little bit different. Okay, so listen carefully. Ready, go. Namo Amida Butsu, singing Namo Amida Butsu. Okay, now you sing. Namo Amida Butsu, singing Namo Amida Butsu. Okay, and going on. All of the world is bright, singing Namo Amida Butsu. We are one. Okay, now you sing. Ready, go. All of the world is bright, singing Namo Amida Butsu. We are one. Okay, and going on, it's like verse 2. It's the same as what you sang at the beginning, all right? So let's just sing it all together from Peace and Harmony. Ready, go. Peace and harmony in Amida's land. Peace and harmony within me. Go on. Put our hands together, bow our heads, thankful to Amida Buddha. Go on. Namo Amida Butsu, singing Namo Amida Butsu. All of the world is bright, singing Namo Amida Butsu. We are one. And then we have this little piano interlude, and then a hold, and then we are one. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, ready? Ready to do the whole thing? Yes, let's do it. Okay, everyone stand like a regular concert.
I think everybody knows it.
Yeah, it sounds like that. Come gather round, hand in hand, listen to Amida's teachings. Listen with your heart, listen with your mind to Amida Buddha's teachings. Namo Amida Butsu, singing Namo Amida Butsu. All of the world is bright, singing Namo Amida Butsu. We are one. Peace and harmony in Amida's land. Peace and harmony within me. Put our hands together, bow our heads, thankful to Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu, singing Namo Amida Butsu. All of the world is bright, singing Namo Amida Butsu. We are one. We are one. Yay, good job, everyone. Yeah, you learned, quick learners, great. Thank you.
I'm a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will do pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amita's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namamidapsu. 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 Now we have a Dharma lesson by Minister Assistant Sumi Tanabe.
I love this handrail. Namo Amitabha. Don't get old. You can't see, you can't hear. Please join me in Kansho. This is from Inspirational Thoughts by D.T. Suzuki. The lotus grows out of the mud, but when the flower blooms, oh, how beautiful it is. Namo Amitabha. Namo Amitabha. Namo Amitabha. Well, how's everybody? Thanks to Mrs. Elaine Jones and Nancy Moss and Shimura, we learned a new Gatha today. That's a big progress, isn't it? And it's a very joyful song. Today, I would like to talk to you about 5 lessons. When the internet started a long time ago, a friend named Mio Yoshimura, who was a longtime Dharma school teacher from San Mateo Buddhist Temple, and I started to send inspiration thoughts to each other. And for some reason, I kept this one. It's dated December 19, 2001. And she says, I received these from a friend, and I thought that you would like to pass them on to your Dharma school students and teachers. 5 good lessons. The most important lesson. There were a class of nursing students in a school, and the professor told them one day that he was going to give them a quiz. And the last question on the quiz was this: name the person who cleans the school. And the student looked at that and thought, he must be kidding. What kind of question is that? So one student raised her hand and said, does this question count on our grade? And the professor said, yes, it does. In your life, you will meet many people. All are significant. They deserve your attention and care, even if all you do is smile and say hello. I've never forgotten that lesson, said one nurse. And by the way, the cleaning lady's name was Dorothy. Second important lesson, pick up in the rain. One night at 11:30 p.m., an older African-American woman was standing on the side of an Alabama highway. This was in 1960s. She was trying to endure a lashing rainstorm. Her car had broken down, and she desperately needed a ride. Soaking wet, she decided to flag down the next car. A young white man stopped to help her. generally unheard in those days. The man took her to safety, helped her get assistance, and put her into a taxi cab. She seemed to be in a big hurry, but she wrote down his address and thanked him. 7 days went by, and a knock came on the door. To his surprise, a giant colored TV was delivered to his home. A special note was attached to the TV. It read, "Thank you so much for helping me on the highway the other night. The rain drenched not only my clothes, but also my spirits. Then you came along, and because of you, I was able to make it to my dying husband's bedside just before he passed away. God bless you for helping me and unselfishly serving others. Sincerely, Mrs. Nat King Cole." Now, young people don't remember, he was a very, very popular singer in those days. Lesson number 3, always remember those who serve. In the days when ice cream sundae cost much less, a 10-year-old boy entered a hotel coffee shop and sat at a table. A waitress put a glass of water in front of him. "How much is an ice cream sundae?" he asked. 50 cents, replied the waitress. The little boy pulled his hand out of his pocket and studied the coins. "Well, then how much is a plain dish of ice cream?" By now, people were waiting for a table, and the waitress was getting very impatient. 35 cents, she replied. The little boy again counted his coins. "I'll have the plain ice cream," he said. The waitress brought the ice cream, put the bill on the table, and waved it away. The boy finished the ice cream, paid the cashier, and left. When the waitress came back, she began to cry as she wiped down the table. There, placed neatly beside the empty dish, were 2 nickels and 5 pennies. You see, he couldn't have the sundae because he had to have enough to leave a tip. 4th lesson, the obstacle in our path. In ancient time, a king had a boulder placed on the road, and he hid himself and watched to see if anyone would remove the boulder. Wealthy merchants came in and they all walked around the boulder. Nobody tried to put the boulder away. Finally, a peasant came along. He was carrying a big load of vegetables. Upon approaching the boulder, he put down his burden and tried to move the stone to the side. He tried and tried and tried and finally was able to move the boulder. After much straining, he succeeded, and the peasant picked up his load of vegetable, but he finally looked back to where the boulder was, and there was a purse lying there. He opened up the purse. The purse contained many gold pieces and a note from the king indicating that the gold was for the person who removed the boulder from the roadway. The peasant learned what many of us never understand. Every obstacle presents an opportunity to improve our condition. 5th important lesson, giving when it counts. Many years ago, when I worked as a volunteer at the hospital, I got to know a little girl named Liz, who was suffering from a rare and serious disease. Her only chance of recovery appeared to be a blood transfusion, but from her 5-year-old brother, who had miraculously survived the same disease and had developed the antibodies needed to control or to combat the illness. The doctor explained the situation to her little brother and asked the little boy if he'd be willing to give his blood for his sister. I saw him hesitate for only a moment before taking a deep breath and saying, "Yes, I'll do it." if it will save her. After the transfusion began and progressed, he lay in bed, seeing the color return to his sister's cheeks. Then his face grew very pale, and his smile faded. He looked up at the doctor and asked with a trembling voice, "Will I start to die right away?" Being young, the little boy had misunderstood the doctor. He thought he was going to have to give his sister all of his blood in order to save her. You see, after all, understanding and attitude are everything. Remember, work like you don't need the money. Love like you've never been hurt. Dance like nobody's watching. And sing like nobody's listening. And I would like to add the sixth important lesson. It's many lessons into one, and that is our golden chain that we recite every Sunday. Please join me in Gassho. Again from D.T. Suzuki. Nothing awakens us to religious consciousness like suffering. Namo Amidabas. Namo Amidabas. Namo Amidabas. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Was that short enough?
We will now have Gatha farewell on page 45 in the Little Service Book, followed by the Promise located on page 5 in the Little Book or page 15 in the Big Book. The Promise. We thank the Buddha for showing us the way of freedom. We will endeavor to walk in his noble path every day of his life. Namo Amidapsu. Namo Amidapsu. Namo Amidapsu. Thank you to Reverend Mikame, Mrs. Suzuki, Mrs. Tanabe, and to organist Mas Nishimura. Are there any announcements?
Good morning, everybody. My name's Linda Ichinaga, and I'm making this announcement for BWA. Today is our soul line dancing class. So 11:30, come and join us in the gym and learn some moves and be ready for that next wedding or whatever. And remember what Mrs. Tanabe said, dance like no one's there around you, you know. What was it? There was it. And so remember that, you know, just dance with abandon, okay? And come and join us. It's a lot of fun. And it's from 11:30 to 1:30. I know it's conflicting with another discussion about the states and so forth. But if parents want to go to the estate planning and have your kids come join us, that's fine, you know, so just come and have fun, okay? The other thing I have to make an announcement for is my paint party, or BWA's paint party, okay? And so it's going to be November 4th, I think it was, yeah, November 4th, and that's a Saturday, and it's from 1 o'clock until you finish your painting, okay? And it's you'll learn how to do a scenic portrait, and they will provide you with the canvas, paints, apron, you know, and we have light refreshments. We'll have fun, you know, and we'll see what kind of artistic people we have around here, or non-artistic people. You know, you'll learn. You'll learn to be better, okay? So come join us, and it's, again, on November 4th, and it's $40 per person, but again, it includes the instructor, paints, and canvas, and fun, and, you know, it's just a way to get together, okay? Thank you.
Hi, Elaine Jones for the Mina no Mura. We are having a LGBTQ plus awareness and acceptance event on Saturday, October 14th in the afternoon from 1 to 5, and it'll be held in the gym. Well, we are going to be viewing a video produced by Gardena Buddhist Temple's Ichimi organization, and actually a couple of their members will be coming and be doing a panel discussion with us. So there are flyers in the back. It's the one with the green, and there's a QR code on there that you can register, and it's $10 a person. If there's any hardship with the $10, please let us know. Okay, thank you.
Good morning. Couple things. On behalf of the Kato Kai Committee, I want to thank all of you who helped out last week to honor our temple members that are 80 and over. So hopefully one day we'll all be able to attend as a Kato as well. Hopefully I'll make it. We'll see. But yeah, we had many people helping out, scouts and parents and lots of people. Like a lot of things at the Betsuin, nothing happens without a lot of help from everybody, so thank you. Second thing, on October 7th, we're having a sneak peek film screening here of a movie called Shaka. Do you know what Shaka is? Ask Rinban, because Rinban's from Hawaii, right? Yeah. So anyway, the filmmaker is having is showing his film for free. He's still editing, so he's showing it at several places, including here, and he'd like to get feedback from people as to, you know, what he can touch up and fix or whatever. So this is occurring on the evening of October 7th. I think there'll be a flyer in the Dharma newsletter that's coming out next week, and there's some flyers in the office. Third thing, this is for November 18th. We are in conjunction with Wesley and UI Kai and Nikkei Matsuri Foundation. We are holding a first ever curry cook-off. I think Mrs. Karakura announced this last week. So there'll be an email coming out, I believe, this coming week about it from me. And so you can, it's a limited attendance, less than 200 people. So if you want to go to this, you need to register early. But we're also looking for teams or just individuals to compete in this curry cook-off. We're accepting up to 10 teams to compete. And so if you're interested in this, just look for that email that's coming out. And thank you very much.
As Mrs. Ichinaga said earlier, After this service in the boardroom, you could go outside down the step, take the elevator or the step to the boardroom. Sangha Support Committee is presenting a Estate Planning 101 by Mitoshi Fujio White. So if you want to learn about the legal ramification of all these documents, please come to the boardroom at 11:30. Thank you.
Also, thank you to Rinban Sakamoto. Before everyone leaves the temple, please straighten all the books for the next service. Those of you who are interested are welcome to attend the adult English service following this service, or you are welcome to stop by the Open Door Cafe tent outside in front of the garden. For your safety, please obey the crossing guards and look both ways before crossing the street. Thank you for attending today's service.
That's it? Good job. Thank you. Morning. Morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, you have to go like this. Your hair all blown. Looks cute. Well, I don't know about cute. Looks good. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Mitoshi. Ohayou gozaimasu. Ready to go? Okay.
I was like, oh, I should probably print out my sheet for today.
You wanna go this way?
No, I wanna go that way.
Yeah, then you can go upstairs.
Well, it's not
How's it now?
11:30.
Oh, that's right.
You guys got the next service.
Good morning. Hello. Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while or something.
We were out of town.
Oh.
We went to England for a couple of weeks.
Oh.
In August we got sick. Nobody saw us there.
Where's your sidekick?
I know, she's in San Mateo.
Oh, okay.
How's your wife?
Ups and downs, you know. Then my son's having problems, you know, and he has kidney failure, and
Oh, no.
my son won't let, my son's special needs, so he won't let my mom, my wife sleep. And so I took him this weekend, I have him, and she's getting rest now, so that's what she needs. I'm trying to stress to my son, but
It's hard, because special
it's
needs.
just one thing after another, you know. Then the water line goes out at the house, that's gonna be what, $2,000 or, I mean, it just never stops. I mean, it's been going like this for 3 weeks, 4 weeks now. I
Well-
guess that's the way karma goes, huh?
Up until then, it was nice and smooth. You'll get over this bumpy thing, and then,
That's what I keep on telling myself.
yeah, yeah.
But mentally, I'm a freaking wreck. But, you know,
Wow,
I keep on believing my faith and I go one hurdle at a time,
that's right.
one day at a time.
Yeah.
Okay,
You want me to take those to her or?
yeah, why don't you give one to her,
Okay.
and then there's the older gal assistant, she was just here.
Sumi? No.
Yeah, the older gal that, you know, she's your assistant. Oh, she's up in the boardroom?
No, oh, that she spoke this morning? The one that spoke?
Yeah, she's an older,
She's right there.
okay.
Yeah.
All right,
On the other side of Janice.
there she is. Looking all over for you. Here's,
Did you get your scribes for today?
I did not.
I'd prefer to do the writing on the wall.
Okay, I'll see if I can get somebody else to describe.
Okay, I brought my laptop just in case.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good morning.
Morning.
Hi, I'm Kevin Kitagawa, and I'll be your chairperson for today's adult service. Before we begin this morning service, just a reminder that there's no food and drinks in the Hondo, and if you can, basically go ahead and please turn off your cell phones or put it on silent. Thank you. Do we have anyone here for the first time? And just want to see if you feel comfortable, if you wanted to basically kind of introduce yourselves. Anyone? Okay, do you feel comfortable introducing yourselves, or, okay? Morning. Oh. Oh, great, welcome, hopefully. Oh, great, yeah. Thanks for coming, stuff like that, so. Okay, we'll begin this morning's service with Sambujo on page 24 in the large, thick service book, followed by sutra chanting Juseige on page 23 in the Dharma school service book. Okay, and page 93 in the large service book. What? Okay. Is that right? Okay.
Okay. No one doves. 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 조조진모 극교미쇼몬 세분조쇼가 리오크진쇼넨 조에슈몽요 시금무조노 이쇼텐닌시 진리기엔나이고 부쇼무사이노 쇼조상금요 고사이슈야근한 가이히지엥엔 메시고모한 해성의쇼아근놈 쓰다츠센쇼몬 고소조만소 이여로지법 내칭아츠슈주기 땡콩풍엔 이슝하이호소 고세근노구호 조다이슈줌 셈모시싱무 그여이사이브스 무성무슈동원 난내시트조만 보그이상나이옴 묘무츠무게지 스나트미프쇼 망나크에릭 도시사이쇼선 시간야고가 나이센노간노 고프쇼텐닌 도지묘예 심 오조
namanda, 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 namanda.
Okay, now we actually have a special treat today and stuff like that. So Elaine Jones is actually going to introduce and teach us how to sing a new Gatha called We Are One, okay, which is the first song in this yellow handout here. So if you look in this book here, we'll learn basically this new Gatha. And after We Are One, okay, please remain standing for the three treasures on page 3 in the small Dharma book.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce this song to you, Gatha to you, entitled We Are One. And it is written by Donna Sasaki of the Takoma Buddhist Temple. She wrote it back in 2006, and Donna has written many Gatha, and actually we'll be introducing another of her pieces in the near future. Actually, you're from Southern District, so you may be familiar with this piece already. This is an upbeat piece in comparison to the Gatha we've been singing traditionally, so I hope you enjoy it. We're going to start off with the recording so you can hear what the song sounds like. And this recording was produced this past February for the National Council meeting at the suggestion of Rinban Sakamoto to include the BCA Music Committee, which we were honored. The 20 voices on the recording represent all districts of the BCA, with Dr. Nancy Hikoweda and Mr. Alan Ikoweda representing our San Jose Temple on the recording and Coast District. I wanted to point out one thing about the lyrics on the recording is that the opening lyrics on the recording say "safely at home in Gansho," which were written for the virtual service back in February, and are different from what is printed. So what's printed is "come gather round hand in hand," which is what we'll be singing. All right, you can follow along on the music and join in if you'd like, but after we hear the recording, we're going to go over line by line so you become more comfortable with it. And then we all sing together. Okay, so there's a 4-measure introduction, and then we start singing. All right? Okay.
Safely at home in Gansho, listen to Amida's teachings. Listen with your heart, listen with your mind to Amida Buddha's teachings. Namo Amida Butsu, singing Namo Amida Butsu. All of the world is bright, singing Namo Amida Butsu. We are one. Peace and harmony in Amida's land, peace and harmony within me. Put our hands together, bow our heads, thankful to Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu, singing Namo Amida Butsu. All of the world is bright, singing Namo Amida Butsu. We are one. We are one.
What? I didn't have the microphone on. Okay, so we're going to go over line by line.
Why don't you use it?
No, okay. You want? Okay. Okay. Let me get the notes. Okay. So first line, come gather round, hand in hand, listen to Amida's teachings. Okay, now you sing that. Ready, go. Come gather round, hand in hand, listen to Amida's teachings. Okay, the next line goes like this. Listen with your heart, listen with your mind to Amida Buddha's teachings. Now you sing. Listen with your heart, listen with your mind to Amida Buddha's teachings. Okay, the next line is a little different. Namo Amida Butsu, singing Namo Amida Butsu. Okay, you sing. Namo Amida Butsu, singing Namo Amida Butsu. Okay, going on. All of the world is bright, singing Namo Amida Butsu. We are one. Okay, you sing. All of the world is bright, singing Namo Amida Butsu. We are one. Great, perfect. So the second half of the song is like the first half. Okay, so let's do it all together. Ready, go. Send harmony in Amida's land, peace and harmony within me. Put our hands together, bow our heads, thankful to Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu, singing Namo Amida Butsu. All of the world is bright, singing Namo Amida Butsu. We are one. And a little piano interlude, and then slow down, and then we sing together. We are one. Okay? Ready? Okay, let's all stand and sing together. Yeah, we're going to do it. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
Safely at home in Kansho, listen to Amida's teachings. Listen with your heart, listen with your mind to Amida Buddha's teachings. Namo Amida Butsu, singing Namo Amida Butsu. All of the world is bright, singing Namo Amida Butsu. We are one. Peace and harmony in Amida's land, peace and harmony within me. Put our hands together, bow our heads, thankful to Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu, singing Namo Amida Butsu. All of the world is bright, singing Namo Amida Butsu. We are one. We are one.
If you please join now in the reading of Three Treasures on page 3. And the last verse, I take refuge in Sangha. We've changed the word in the last line from universal brotherhood, we changed to universal oneness. So if you please remember as we read. Hard is it to be born into human life? Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One? Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves our supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together become submerged in the doctrine. Oh, wait. I have it here written. Okay. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Thank you. Please be seated.
And now we'll have Minister Assistant Dennis Akizuki, who will give this morning's Dharma talk.
Good morning, everyone. Please join me in Gassho and reciting the Nembutsu. I put my faith in Buddha. I put my faith in Dharma. I put my faith in Sangha. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Well, welcome to everyone who's here. All those here joining us live in the Hondo or watching us, streaming or afterwards, we're glad you can join us, and we're all here together. Being here together and being part of this temple is something that I wanted to talk about. You know, we recite the three treasures every week, right? By the way, they're known by other names in Buddhism, such as the three jewels. I don't know if you've heard that. So, and there's actually colors attached to each of them. The yellow jewel representing Buddha, blue representing Dharma, red representing Sangha. Now you're going to ask me, what do they mean? Well, I looked around. Maybe Rinban, do you know? No, it's a mystery that we will find out later. But yeah, so there are these colors associated with it. So, you know, obviously by taking refuge in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, we're saying we're following the Buddhist path. Among most major Buddhist sects, it's the most universal expression of faith. Buddha, of course, is the historical Buddha, born Siddhartha Gautama, who became enlightened about 2,500 to 2,600 years ago, and became Shakyamuni Buddha. But actually, it's also a reference to all the other Buddhas. The Dharma is the teachings of the Buddha. This is a vast collection of what was shared with his disciples and with anyone who came to listen to him when he spoke for many, many years. They were later written down and passed on as sutras. And I read somewhere that there are something like an estimated 84,000 sutras. So he talked a lot, and they took down what he said. And that was a great undertaking. The meaning of Sangha has changed kind of over the years. When the Buddha formed the first Sangha, it was initially a community of bhikkhu, B-H-I-K-K-H-U, which are monks, and bhikkhuni, B-H-I-K-K-H-U-N-I, which are nuns. So that was the Sangha. Theravada Buddhists tend to still hold to that definitions. In the Pali Canon on the Theravada Buddhism, the Pali Canon is the earliest written Buddhist teachings. People who put their faith in the three treasures are called parisa, P-A-R-I-S-A, So you had, in Theravada Buddhism, you had the Sangha and you had Parisa. But in our sect of Buddhism, and Mahayana too, we're part of Mahayana, which is the great vehicle of Buddhism, one of the major schools of Buddhism, because it's the great vehicle because everyday people can become enlightened. So, and many other Buddhists, Shin Buddhists such as ourselves, consider Sangha to be a much broader group of people. We should consider actually anybody who comes to service or participates in Obon or any other temple-related activity, or maybe who has grown up and moved away. I think they can still be considered part, and should be considered part of the Sangha, right? The Sangha is more than the dues-paying members. The dues-paying members are very important because it pays for Rinban's salary and keeping the lights on and everything. But that's not the only definition of Sangha we should really apply and that we should think about when we think about Sangha. I was recently conversing, trading unions with somebody who grew up in this temple, and this person kind of apologized not being a member. And I said, well, no, you're a member of the Sangha. You don't have to pay dues to be a member of the Sangha. I think we should really remember that Sangha is something larger. Sangha encompasses many, many more people than the dues-paying members. So the three treasures are basically one of the basic foundations of Buddhism. It is said that each one, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, are equally important. You can't have one without the other two. But what I want to talk about is how some people think that Sangha is actually the most important part of the three treasures. And I found something written online, as I usually do when I try to craft a Dharma talk. I look around to see what other people are talking about, what other people have said. And Jeff Wilson, who some of you may have heard of, he's an ordained Shin Buddhist minister. He's also a professor in Canada. He has a new book called Living Nembutsu, Applying Shinran's Radically Engaged Buddhism in Life and Society. And one of the things he talks about in his book, he talks about Sangha. And he says this: the Pure Land Way is the path of Sangha. In our tradition, Sangha means community, and it is within, through, and with the community that we progress towards awakening. This contrasts with more individualist forms of Buddhism, which concentrate on heroic solo practices or one's own accumulation of merit. For us, practice is always communal and relational, with Amida Buddha, with the local community of practitioners, and with all sentient beings. It is from the Buddha that we receive awakening. It is with the community that we achieve awakening, and it is for all beings that we share awakening. So as you know, for 20 years, Shinran actually followed one of those individualistic paths, right? He went up to a monastery. He studied and practiced and meditated and did all these things day after day after day for 20 years. But he concluded, this is not the path I can achieve enlightenment with. So he found Honen, he found Nembutsu teachings. After he was defrocked and exiled for really kind of expressing and passing on and sharing these teachings, he was exiled to Echigo, kind of a rural area at that time, and he shared his understanding of the Dharma with everyday people. For that kind of formed the first Shin Sanghas, right? And we're here today in the Hondo and virtually in kind of a communal, that kind of Sangha that Reverend Wilson talked about. Other ministers I've found their writings about and talked to actually about Sangha also kind of share this view that Sangha is the most important of the three treasures. Our Bishop Marvin Harada shared a story about Shakyamuni Buddha and one of his disciples. the disciple asked Shakyamuni Buddha, how important is the Sangha in the path to enlightenment? And Shakyamuni Buddha replied, Sangha is everything on the path to enlightenment. Another article I found is something written by Reverend Peter Hatta. He's a retired minister of the Higashi Honganji in Los Angeles, and he quotes Reverend Nobuo Haneda, who is a very well-known contemporary Buddhist scholar. And Reverend Haneda said, of the three treasures of the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha is the most important thing. There is nothing more important in Buddhism than a Sangha. It is only in the Sangha that the Buddha and Dharma can exist. A Sangha is everything in Buddhism. If a person thinks that they can study Buddhism without a Sangha, or that there can be Buddhism apart from a Sangha, they are greatly mistaken. There is no Buddhism apart from Sangha. If a person thinks that a Sangha is a means through which they study the Dharma, they are mistaken. A Sangha is not a means, it is the goal. So, in the pandemic, we gathered communally, virtually, as a Sangha, right? And I think that was important, and I think that provided an outlet. It provided people comfort. It provided people kind of a way to kind of process what was going on during the pandemic. I think that was very important. So Sangha is that important role in our lives. But I think, as we reopened here at the temple, I think Sangha, you could see Sangha is together in the Hondo is a different experience than virtually, right? That you looking at on your computer or your phone or your tablet at home. I think you can better appreciate some things. I think you get a certain comfort about being together, all of us being together, chanting, hearing each other chant, singing the songs, learning the song that Elaine taught us this morning. And don't get me wrong, chanting a sutra and singing at home is wonderful, but experiencing the service in person, I think, is a deeper and richer experience. And it shows, I think, the Sangha is, how important the Sangha is in our lives, how we kind of take for granted. Before the pandemic, right, we came to service and we got together and we did all the things that we do in a service. And suddenly, we couldn't come to the temple any longer. And thankfully, that the Sangha could continue virtually. But I think we have to be thankful for the opportunity, the chance to come together as a Sangha and to look around and see everybody who's here and talk to each other and greet each other, and after the service, talk to each other, talk to the ministers, ask them questions. That's the importance of Sangha. I think we should remember that. We should remember being a Sangha is actually practicing Buddhism, right? And we may not think of it that way, but I think that really is kind of one of the real foundations of Buddhism, the Sangha, and participating in the Sangha. And you could be at home and you could read books and you could listen to a recording of ministers in Japan chanting Shoshinge or something like that. But I think you're missing out. That is a very individualistic path, right? If you just do this by yourself. And that's what Shinran kind of moved away from, and what he kind of decided that we needed to share the teachings and to be together when we hear the teachings and share them. So again, please join me in Gassho and reciting the Nembutsu. I put my faith in Buddha. I put my faith in Dharma. I put my faith in Sangha. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you.
Again, thank you, Dennis. Again, I know personally, I actually enjoy basically being here, and together and stuff like that as well. kind of refreshing, kind of conversing with people and seeing people and catching up and stuff. So thank you very much. Okay, please rise for Gatha Ondokusan II on page 76 in the small Dharma school service book.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Thank you. Please be seated.
Okay, are there any announcements for?
Hello, Keith Kadokura, Troop 611 Boy Scouts. Troop 611 will host e-waste collection on Saturday, October 21st from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the 4th Street parking lot across the street. There's a flyer in the back that explains what will and will not be accepted. So e-waste collection Saturday, October 21st. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Moshel Kadokura. So on behalf of BWA, I have several announcements. If you could join us after service, we have line dancing in the gym. A lot of fun and good exercise. So there are, today is the first one, and then there's another one on October 29th, and then November 19th is the third one. It starts at 11:30 to 1. So in the gym. So please join us. And then the second is we have a fundraiser, a paint party on Saturday, November 4th. And it is $40 per person, and it will be in the gym annex. So these flyers are available if you want more information. And then lastly, on October 28th, BWA is participating in the Nikkei Matsuri Artisans Fair. So that is from 10 to 4 in the annex. There's going to be about 40 other artisans joining, so please come out, shop early, have fun. Thank you.
Good morning. Couple things. On behalf of the Kato Kai Committee, we'd like to thank everybody who volunteered to honor our Sangha members who are 80 and over. Personally, I'd like to thank Janice Oda for leading our committee. She did an awesome job, so thanks, Janice. Let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, second thing is on Saturday, October 7th, there's going to be a sneak peek preview of a movie that's being developed called Shaka. You know what Shaka is? It's this. So there's a filmmaker who's working on a movie for that, but he's not quite finished. So he's offering us to see this film for free on the evening of October 7th here in the gym. And it's free for anyone who's willing to attend. You can register online through a QR code, I believe. He'd like, after he screens the movie, he'd like some feedback from everybody who attends to see how he can improve it before he releases it as a documentary. They will also be offering refreshments, and any profit made from those refreshments are going to go to the Maui Relief Fund. I think this one's going to be targeted to the Lahaina Honganji. So for those of you interested. What was the third thing? Oh, somebody who reminded me. I made this announcement at the 9:30 service, but apparently I have no short-term memory. So the Betsuin is partnering with Wesley Methodist and Nikkei Matsuri and UI Kai to hold our first ever Japantown Curry Cook-Off on Saturday, November 18th. It'll be held at Wesley Methodist. Tickets are in limited quantities. I think it's less than 200, so if you wish to register for this. So if you go just as an individual, then what will happen is you'll be able to taste the samples from each of the cooks or teams of cooks that participate in this cook-off, and then you'll get the vote on which one you preferred, and then you will go and get a dinner, which will consist of curry and rice and edamame and mac salad and a dessert, something like that. And then we are looking for teams to compete in this as well. I believe BWA is sponsoring a team. Nope. So anyway, so if there are any individuals or sponsored organizations who want to participate in this, you're encouraged to do so. There'll be an email and with a flyer attached to it coming out this week from me, I think. So read that, Moshe? Oh, BWA is doing the desserts. Okay. So, but again, if any of you wish to participate in this, please do so. Thank you.
Hi, Elaine Jones here for Mina no Muda, our Betsuin's LGBTQ organization, and we will be sponsoring, holding an event on October 14th, which is a Saturday from 1 to 5 for LGBTQ plus awareness and acceptance. We'll be viewing a video entitled A Profound Silence, produced by Gardena Buddhist Temple's Ichimi organization. We will also have a couple of their representatives, and also Janet Umezu will be there as part of a panel discussion. So I hope you will consider attending. There's flyers in the back, it's the green one, and there's a QR code where you can register. It's $10, and if that is a hardship, please let us know and we'll accommodate you. Thank you.
Sangha Support Committee is presenting Estate Planning 101 right after this service at 11:30 in the boardroom. So you go outside here and take the elevator or the stair to the boardroom. And it will be presented by Mitoshi Fujio White. So I hope some of you can join us right after this service. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you to Rinban Sakamoto, Dennis Akizuki, Sumi Tanabe, and to organist Elaine Jones for today's service and stuff. Thank all of you for attending basically in person, or for those basically that are viewing the live stream. We'll now have closing gasho, and after that, please come forward for incense offering.
Gasho, please. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you, everyone. Please come forward for Shoko.